All right, guys, I'm here with another bonus clip for you. We just finished the main interview, but I wanted to ask Pastor Dave, I know that you read a ton and you've invested a ton of time into both studying these topics that we've discussed in Christianity, but also taking time to give some of the arguments some time. What advice would you give to students who are also enjoy reading, enjoy studying? From your years of experience, what advice would you give them when it comes to that?
I think looking at what's popular, especially in science and thinking and reading those books, not being afraid that, if Christianity is real, it's going to stand up to these things. And but also, a lot of people don't understand this, but I read novels and I want to know how people think. Nothing helps us understand our culture as the most popular novels, and they're not always glorious, and sometimes they have some pretty rough stuff in it. But it gives you an insight into what's happening in our culture. As Christians, we can hole up in our own little world, and a lot of Christians do that. Their whole existence is in church, and the church was founded on going into the world to preach the gospel. Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and uttermost parts of the earth.
What's the balance for you as far as how much time do you give to understanding an atheist's point of view, or understanding somebody who doesn't follow Jesus?
Well, I think make sure you're in the Word a lot. Read through the scriptures every year. The second thing is then giving a lot of time to the Christian apologists, the really smart guys. There's a lot of apologists that write for the average person, and like Strobel. Not to take anything away from him, but he writes in a way that an average person can understand. And then there's William Lane Craig, who's one of my favorites, and Ravi Zachariah being in the middle. Well, William Lane Craig takes some effort to read reasonable Christianity. But sometimes when I'm talking with somebody, I want to give them a book to read, I ask them, are they a reader? Because if I give them William Lane Craig, they won't make it past the first chapter. Mm-hmm. And then C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity, was written along this line. So you have that foundation, that insulation that will help you then when you read these convincing. But I've read, Cy Gart would be a theistic evolutionist who's a believer who believes outside of the realm that, of where I am. But I've also will read people of intelligent design, and then I'll read, things that are way out there. Brian Greene, it's not a steady diet, maybe
Sure.
one a year or something like that. But, and that's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. Most of my friends think that's nuts. So if you're the right person who likes to do that,
Yeah.
So.
Yep. What would be a recommendation if there's a student watching this that says, I want to try to bite into something with a little more substance to it? What would you, as probably
William Lane Craig is, in my opinion, the best as far as being in a challenging realm at a level where you really want to dig in deep. And he's written a lot of books on time, and his book, Reasonable Faith, is probably my favorite book. McLaughlin, Confronting Christianity, is awesome. And these would be that apologetic. I'd rather not recommend the books in the other realm just because,
Sure.
When I was a kid, my pastor had a poison shelf, and it was locked, and it was all the books that he would, and I was always intrigued by it, and so I sort of have a poison shelf myself, my Kindle subdirectory of poison books.
Sure, great.